Dear viewers and followers of the channel, you are welcome. In schools and present in colleges and universities. The bad boys of the sun spoke to them, the girls of the schools. Whether in preparatory, elementary or secondary school. And the most bad girls spoke from the girls' trade school. As she was walking dirty and not filthy with a young man with dirty clothes and the young man laughing at her. From the first, she walks with him and works with the vice and meets with him and does in it every sexual need that the husband can do with his wife. Because she became his mistress and his prostitute. Trading girls and bringing girls to make sex movies, and their pimp remains happy and fulfills his needs. The victim was a girl named Halle, who was her classmate at school. She goes to private lessons with her. She chose the bad friend. One day, the prostitute girl and the bad friend came, and her name was Halle, and the name of Halle was her nickname. And her nickname, Halle, the prostitute, went to Halle the victim's house and took her from her mother's house to be the killer, the executioner and the perpetrator against Halle. The house is doomed and she said to her, "Come, let's go to Professor Asan. I don't want to condemn the memos." And the lie was to take Halle from her mother. And Halle was the owner of an ancient hairdresser and hairdresser for brides, and she always made Halle boast about gold, wear diamonds and the charm in her armor. She did not expect that she and her friend would take her to death. Halle entered the bar and was surprised that there was a young man in her heart who opened her piece and said to her, "Bring the gold with you with good taste and manners, because I will strike you with serenity. And I will report you to the police." But the halo of the prostitute and her pimp are afraid and fingerprint each other, and they stabbed her on the spot with a knife in the chest. They dropped her dead on the ground immediately. What did they do with her? And they cut her to bits into pieces and cut pieces without mercy or pity. She turns to Halle, "Where is my daughter Halle?" and asks everyone. She went to school to ask about her daughter Halle there. And she met her, and Halle's classmates told her that she was Halle's friend. Halle was a prostitute and her walking was a hero and her walk was a monster. She walks with young men and all her colleagues know the story of Halle and her heroic walk. At school, there is no company or a friend of Halle. That one of them guesses her and tells her that this walk is a monster and a hero. Keep your mind, Halle, and stay away from her. Halle became a dead victim and a victim of bad friends. Then they packed Halle the dead woman into bags, and each one of them took a bag and disposed of it in the sewer drain. Meeting her and her friends. All her concern was that she walks in the forbidden, walks idle and does immorality, and she loved young men and men in order to satisfy her dirty and demonic lusts. He was arrested and the detectives forced her in their own way to confess, and what they did he and her lover pimp, and they were arrested. They made her represent the crime and say about everything. What did they do? With the tenderness of the victim. Every father and every mother protects his daughters and sons from loss and does not leave them exposed to the devil. and the bad people because the sons of the community are always fine. The girl or boy when he meets his friend or companion is a monster and his actions are not reassuring and uncomfortable. He stays away from him at once and does not approach him. Likewise, the girls must be taken. Think about your company and your girlfriend, and you see that this friend is good or not. Do not do any wrong with her. In order to be safe from the people, always tell your family who are your friends and who are your friends. Know their addresses and tell them to dad or mama. And tell them everything so that you will be safe. Others. And please do 200,000 likes for the video and 200,000 subscribers for the channel, I swear to God. And they did the bell for everyone to get you all new.